This year has been a great year so far with the group of girls. The 11 seniors on this team are all dedicated to field hockey and our team and demonstrate their passion every day at practice and at games. We've made it to tournament for the third year in a row, which is a feat that has never been accomplished by the SHS varsity field hockey team in the history of SHS. So that alone is something to be very proud of. Now, what you've all been waiting for, the seniors and their parents. Mr. and Mrs. Bagnell and their daughter, Nikki Bagnell, number 1. Nikki's the captain with 20 points this season and 24 points during the last 2 seasons, is a great captain who has finally found her voice, and she means business whenever she speaks. Mr. and Mrs. Smith and their daughter, Anna Smith, number 2. Anna is a solid contributor to our defensive line, can always be counted on for a laugh, and let's not forget our one and only Cod Master. Mr. and Mrs. Ryan and their daughter, Zoe Ryan. Zoe, number 4, captain with 13 points this season and 23 points from the last 2 seasons, is one of our strongest forwards. With her explosive speed and great cut to the defender's weak side, they never know what's coming at them. Mr. and Mrs. Driscoll and their daughter, Molly Driscoll. Molly, number 10, captain and our defensive guru and surgeon, has 1 assist on the season as a sweeper. Our defensive line is so appreciative to have her back there directing them where we go to cover whom. Mr. and Mrs. Harris and their daughter, Melissa Harris. Number 11, captain, is as honest as they come. Because she got sick on us a few weeks into the season, she has been the spirit on the sideline and kind of like Coach Bird's right-hand gal. She has an incredible eye for the big picture on the field, and her suggestions for improvement could not be more spot on. Can't wait to see her play tonight. Mr. and Mrs. Doherty and their daughter, Lizzie Doherty, number 13, is a great defender who plays halfback. She is very vocal and is a great team player. Since her injury, she has also been an incredible positive spirit on the sideline, working hard to animate the rest of the team. Mr. and Mrs. Lovering and their daughter, Michaela Lovering. Michaela, number 15, is a both midfielder and a forward. She's a delicate player, sometimes on the field, but that works to her advantage because when she's at the net, her aggression takes the defense by surprise. Mr. and Mrs. Mahoney and their daughter, Christina Mahoney. Christina, number 18, is a great defender who plays both the right and left sides. She is very vocal on the field and is also a very flexible player. Whenever and wherever I need her, she's there. She's also a ball magnet and seems to get hit more often than not with the ball. Let's work on that. Mr. and Mrs. Hoffman and their daughter, Sarah Hoffman. Number 20, Sarah, 2-year captain with 60 all-time varsity points under her belt, is a forward, midfielder, and a defender. Basically, she plays wherever the team needs her to play and plays that position to the best of her ability due to her aggressive and passion for the sport and team. Mr. and Mrs. Hebert and their daughter, Teresa Hebert. Number 23 is a defender who is always boasting a refreshing smile on and off the field. Her drive is probably the strongest drive Coach has ever seen and felt. And Coach could not walk or train for her half marathon for a week. In fact, there's still a bruise. Keep it up, T-Dog. And last, but definitely not least at all, Mr. and Mrs. Fontaine and their daughter, Megan Fontaine. Goalie has been part of the varsity team since her sophomore year, and in that time span, she has complied as a goals against average of 1.31, with the total numbers of saves in her 3 years being 246 so far. She's an aggressive goalie who is not afraid to attract a player or drive for a save, and her hard work and determination is always appreciated.
Let's play ball.